Oh,
Yeah, pop a top, baby.
hit you with that Fresca. I need a little time out for bad behavior.
That's your jam right now.
Oh, it's my jam. It's my jam. This is the Ultra Crude Podcast. I'm, of course, Big John. With me, as always, the fabulous, the amazing, the mother of Midstate, the sacred midwife of ultra running, mayor of the Murder Mile, BMFJ herself, Becca.
Hello, dear. Thank you for all those amazing titles you have bestowed.
I've not bestowed all the titles upon you. I am simply just reciting the titles that you have been given. Obviously, we're race directors, we're ultra runners, we're coaches, and we're living life together. I'm your crew and you're mine, right here on the Ultra Crude Podcast, Midstate Mile Studios Productions.
Wow, we're really expanding.
I don't know what we're doing. We got, well, tell you what, I'm on a little time off for bad behavior.
You into that bad behavior right now?
Well, I think this is a pattern. I think I get a little restless this time of year because it's spring and the days are like finally get sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like we've been going since fall. Like we don't really.
No rest for the wicked, baby.
No. And every now and then, you got to take a little time off.
Apparently for bad behavior.
For bad behavior. And we're getting close. I'm getting the itch.
I think our definition of bad behavior
it's entirely different. Yeah. Time off to basically just not do anything is what. What I need. We had a good weekend. It's been busy. You had anything last week you want to talk about? This is a Sunday evening. Special recording episode. Maybe this will get released tonight. Maybe it'll come at you in the morning. We're going to go ahead and compete with those Monday morning commute podcasts.
Yeah.
AM radio.
AM radio?
Well, in the morning when you listen to it, you listen to it in the AM.
Oh, okay. Got it. Not like AM radio.
No, not like AM. Well, NPR, here we come.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got a bit of a tooth situation.
You got a tooth situation. Miss Jones has been not down for the count, but you've been not quite yourself.
It's been a tough week.
It's been a tough week for you. So you're going to get that handled tomorrow. There's a possibility that you are not quite up to podcast recording shape tomorrow afternoon when we would normally record. And so we're gonna go ahead and do it tonight, Sunday night.
I don't know. It might be kind of fun. We might have to do a special episode.
Another one just for funsies. It is Sunday, which means it is.
Oh, like where we watched the show?
Yellowstone. 1923 edition, where we devote an hour of our time on Sunday evening to watch a show that doesn't go anywhere and nothing happens. Well, bad things happen. Nothing progresses the storyline. And that's becoming increasingly frustrating for me. And you as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's Days of Our Lives with cowboy boots.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're gonna watch it, though.
I mean, I'm going to do coach work while we watch it. But yeah, I'm going to pretend to watch it, and I'm going to be like, what just happened?
And then be irritated.
Yeah, when you give me attitude to fill me in, yeah.
Well, you're going to be irritated at me?
Yeah, if you give me attitude when you go to fill me in, you know I'm not paying attention.
Hey, let's get to it. Anything else happened this week? Do you want to address the neighbor down the road that wasn't a neighbor that you had to fuss at because they were parked in the road and not the designated gravel you're allowed to park here on private property to ride your bikes in the countryside of Franklin, Tennessee? But somebody told you to do something and your immediate reply was not, yes, ma'am, right away, ma'am, let me move my car.
Man, that feels like a while ago. But
it was a while ago, but it was this week. It's been a big week.
Listen, we know a lot of people that go somewhere that is not a park to either run or walk or bike or whatever. And we have problems every year with people parking on the side of the road and then going down the creek, and it's private property. They're trespassing. That's a whole other thing. We're not going to get into that. But if you go somewhere and there's gravel, because that's just kind of how that's ended up happening because people have done it over the years. So there's obviously a designated area for you to park. Get your fucking tires off the road.
That's the ultra crude portion of our podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
No, there's spots to park.
Yeah,
there's no reason for you on that 1.5 lane road. It's a little bit wider now since the flood, because when they came through and repaved it, they made it a little bit wider. But people do country shit on country roads. There's big old dualies with trailers and stuff like that taking up the whole road, hauling hay and doing things. Like,
to be a tractor going up and down that road.
Well, that's the other thing.
Tractoring. It's about getting ready to do tractor season.
There was a big old tractor that does the bush hogging and the cutting of the things.
Mm-hmm.
On the other, like,
what if they
there's
came
two
through and
spots.
just cut their rearview mirror off? Would that make you happy? Because they got those tractors now that cut like the tree line up in the air.
Yeah, so one of those big
Just do
ones
that.
were there, and it was parked in like the other like gravel spot, and it was completely off. All those big old tires.
That's
magically
a county maintenance crew there. They know how to park. That's county maintenance crew vehicle driving day one.
Well, let me say, this car was parked not only on the road, but over the white line in the road. And it's not the first time they've done it. They've done it before. I have a little...
Pshaw. They've done it before?
Yes.
How do you know this, Miss Jones?
I'm about to explain. So I have an album in my phone, shockingly enough, of all the cars
get you.
that park there that have either trespassed or done whatever. I get their license plate number, have the whole thing. Anyways, I remember when this car did that before, because why are you in the road? You're the only car there. Why are you in the road? And they just pulled all the way up to the front of it. Just park in the middle of it. There's plenty of space. This isn't a parking area when there aren't.
So it wasn't a crowded area for them to park in?
No.
All right, so you did, the lady was there, you did address her and tell her how to park correctly. Did she receive that well? Did she respond appropriately?
No. And here's the other thing.
Not hard to believe.
I was probably not the most polite on the front end.
Shocking.
But I asked her if she could park her car not in the road.
Yeah, it's not a big ask.
Yeah. And then her response was, I'll do my best, which translates to fuck you. And let me tell you,
I hope they're not listening to it in the morning. This is coming at you hot to start the work week.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the day of rest. I'm rested up. I'm ready. But that's what that translates to. And here's the thing about like being in the South and everyone moving to the South, and especially to like Nashville, we've got a lot of transplants. You need to understand that when you move to a region or an area that there's a culture, there's a reason you're like, oh my God, I just love it down here. It's so great. Well, it's because we're awesome and our way of life is great. And they're always like, oh, people are so polite. You know what falls in that politeness? When you have done something you shouldn't have done and it gets addressed, you should go, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. It's not. Well, blah, 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 blah. All do my... No. Maybe that works in your office setting. You are in the South, not the office, not your house. You are a guest. You're actually on private property. You're on the side of the road in a road you don't live on. People pay to live on this road. Your immediate response needs to be like, oh, I'm very sorry. That's it. I'm sorry. And that'll change the whole conversation. I really don't want to go on that. Don't get me fired up about it. I'm happy to have people out there enjoying the road. That's how we've met several of our friends and stuff like that. Then biking up the road. It's great. I'm just saying, when you go somewhere, be mindful of the people that exist there. And when you do something that you're not supposed to do, say, I am sorry.
Oh, like the guy that spit on the floor while we were waiting on our hotel elevator on Friday night.
I don't know that he said I'm sorry. Maybe
he did not say he was sorry. And then he started creeping up on me. I thought we were going to have an issue.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
Rome, Georgia gets a little crazy.
Hey, it's yeah. So before we get there, my thing is the people that are riding the bikes and then they're just standing in the middle of the road.
There's a lot of that
to hang out or shimmy out of their bike suit or whatever.
And we have a lot of friends that ride.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Nobody's condemning cycling as a sport. Yeah. It's not like skiing. But like, hey, how about you don't stand in the road? I don't know.
That is
it's still a road.
Yeah.
People are.
It's not a parking lot. You know what's funny though?
I almost got ran over in a parking lot this week. Yeah. I had to fuss at the guy driving his truck because he worked for the park. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I fussed at. But listen, I'm old enough. I yell at people to slow down in parking lots. If you're driving too fast in a parking lot, I'm going to yell at you. Just am. Especially if it's a parking lot. The most parking of parking lots. And this guy just came hauling the mail through there. Like, hey, buddy, slow down. And then he wanted to fuss at me, and I fussed right back.
Oh, I know you did.
We got to fussing at each other.
All I'm saying is Natchez Trace Bridge is like 2 miles up the road. There's parking lots. There's
There's a
parking
lot
lots.
of parking lots.
There's
parking
so much
spaces up
parking.
there. Yeah.
There's so much parking.
Well, these are the people that don't want to ride on the Natchez Trace because that's pretentious to ride up there. These are real cyclists.
Well, that's fine, but there's plenty of parking up there, and then you
could just ride.
You're
going
to be on your bike, so you can
it's not that far out of the way.
Right down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all. That's just a big annoyance. Like, get out of the road, get your car off the road, don't hang out in the road. Like, it's still a road. I would love that people enjoy it. We should set
up like a fruit stand down there for something.
I do want to do that. I want to
like icy pops or something.
Yeah,
we can sell cold drinks.
Yeah, I thought about that. It might be a job
for mushrooms or something.
Might be a job for Allie this summer.
Caricature sketches. No, all right, yeah, probably not that. Well, all right, let's just get it. We'll move on. It is March. We are in the thick of March, which means possibly the greatest sporting event craze has swept the nation in full force.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
You don't know what big, giant, global takeover sporting event happens every March?
No.
March Madness?
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, is not the big one. That's the small one. The Barkley Marathons take place in March.
Oh, yeah.
And they took place this week.
They did. And a lot of people who don't ever follow the sport tuned in and had a lot of opinions, and it was real dumb. I think it might be the time that enrages me and annoys me the most with social media.
Yeah, the casual fan.
Yeah. And they're like, have you... Nope, fucking never. I only live and breathe. Please tell me all about the documentary that you watched.
To quote the great Keith Overbay, UTMB is cute, but the world's toughest ultras are right here in Tennessee.
Your statement.
It is. I'm saying Barkley's one of them, and Barkley is one of the world's toughest ultras, hands down. Maybe the toughest. I don't know. Nobody finished this year. I think people are upset that nobody finished. I think nobody finishing is kind of the point of the race.
Yeah,
if somebody finishes every year, then
I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And not knocking anyone who finishes. I think that's amazing. I like it better when no one wins.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it should be tough. I think it's good when no one wins for a year or two, or they get close, and you really see that potential of what people are capable of. Mm-hmm. And you push it. And listening, you wonder, oh my gosh, did Laz overcorrect? And is the course so hard this year, nobody can do it? And I can't believe this. And do you think he'll change it next year and make it easier? I don't think he's going to change it to make it easier. Don't have a problem with it. And John Kelly's interview, the hometown kid, multiple Barkley finisher, spent more time out at Frozen Head than the Bears do, said, I caught his post race. He's like, hey, a good year. This is really, really hard. Essentially, what he says is, this is really hard. A good year, everything goes right. I can do it. Like, he wasn't quite as tuned up as he wanted to be or thought he needed to be for this race, and I think that's all the proof you need. That the course is the way it should be, and it'll get done. Just give it time, people. That's the real March Madness. The Barkley Marathons.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what the people are here for.
They are.
Yeah, it's also the topic we would cover because we're not real basketball people.
Oh, once upon a time, I had to care about basketball or pretend to. I don't now.
Not anymore. Have you filled out brackets, right?
Yes.
I think I filled out a bracket in 6th grade, and that was the last time.
I filled out a lot of brackets over the years.
Yeah, bracketry. Are you into bracketry?
Sure.
All right. So we went down.
Are we not doing any runner questions?
We're gonna do that. That's gonna be what's gonna be the meat of it. We're just gonna recap and how our lives go. I mean, we can just keep on talking about it. You want to follow up with that. We went to Georgia this weekend. I stayed in Rome, Georgia quite often, it seems like, and I usually stay at the hotel I stay in, and so we stayed in it together this weekend. And there was a drunk dude walking down the hallway, stumbling down the hallway. He spit on the floor as I hit the elevator button, and then he got kind of creepy as we were waiting, and I was like, oh goodness. And then shortly after we got to our room, you're like, hey, you can't stay here anymore.
Yeah. It takes a lot to turn me off from a bad hotel. I've stayed in some crack dens. I don't mind it. I can sleep just about anywhere. And I went, no, we're not doing this.
I didn't think it was so bad. I mean, I didn't think it was bad until we woke up in the morning and found the dirty drawers.
Yeah. So I was like, check in to make sure like all my stuff was in my bag, and I was like, oh, I guess I did drop something. I picked up someone's dirty drawers.
Yeah. I'm assuming they were dirty. I didn't get close enough. I didn't
I didn't sniff them.
inspect them. I just went, if you left underwear here, it's probably dirty.
Yeah, still on the floor after the vacuum and the cleaning and the thing. So
Well, obviously there wasn't a lot of vacuuming or cleaning going on. Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to say we're not staying there again, and
Yeah.
they did that.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. Gold star for them on that.
Yeah.
The winniest loser.
I've had a run with that hotel before, and it's been fine. Fine. It might not be fine.
Was that the one where you found the sex toy under the bed?
No. No, that was a Motel 8 or Super 8 down in Fort Payne, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
And listen, Ultra Crude Podcast, it was large.
That's what she said.
This thing was the size of my arm. And I immediately went to the front desk and said, hey, this is probably not okay with me. Like, we're going to need to do something. And they didn't move me in the room or anything. The guy at the front desk, who definitely knows what methamphetamine looks like, just came and got it with a trash bag. Like, they called the hotel manager who lived there. It was obvious she was upstairs watching Dateline or whatever. Yeah, that was weird. That's probably the weirdest thing.
I bet they have a collection somewhere in the back room.
Yeah, that was it haunts me.
What color was it?
Purple. Well, it was multicolored. They had like yeah.
We don't have to keep
No, we don't have to keep going about that. But it was nice to get out of town and go run a race. And we ran it together.
We did.
Because it was kind of a training run for us. We both ran the 4-hour. Brooke does an excellent job putting on the event. It's good to see people in the ultra running community where we don't essentially see them every time we run, or we've met them or haven't met them yet in person. And so it's kind of catch up with some of those people we see once every couple of years. It was quite nice.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time. I love that course, and it was actually really great to run with you. I mean, we run together a lot, but we don't race together a lot.
No, well, I don't think either one of us was racing per se. You were getting a lot of crap for running with me. Like, oh, you're just letting John, just running with old John. You should be whooping him by now on lap 2. Like, you should be whooping me on lap 2. It's a 4-mile course. How much whooping should you be doing?
More than I was.
Yeah, apparently I'm a schmuck.
No,
I got slow legs.
You are pretty tuned up right now, but
I'm not bad. I drug you through the streets on Tuesday morning.
You did.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
It was ugly. Yeah, little did we know you were coming down with sickness, but I'll take a winner's win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take the W while you can.
Take the dub. Well, a couple times a year, we go out on a run where I'm stronger than you are.
Savor it.
Yeah, I do every time. Yeah, every time. But no, you got a lot of crap for not just waxing the floor with me.
We had a good time.
We did have a lovely time. It was, I think my favorite part is waking up. Like, it was 24 hours for us, more or less, from leaving Nashville to running, getting full night's sleep, having lunch and coffee, and then getting back home.
It was quite nice.
To only run for 4 hours. I don't know why people run for so long. Do they know there's another option? Why do we not take more advantage of these shorter things that are out here in the world?
We're not a smart group, collectively.
Not just you and I?
No, as a whole.
As a whole. Okay.
As a community, we've decided that we're going to those IQs. Push them down.
It was good, though. I mean, it felt good. It was a good training run. It was great to see people. It was nice to just spend that time running.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I really enjoyed getting to people about and see everyone, say hi, hang out.
Yeah, it was
great weather.
Yeah, it was. It was warm and sunny, but it wasn't hot and sunny. I ran the first loop in a hoodie. It was great. It was nice to catch people that we wanted to see and spend time with out on the trail and get to talk with them for a little bit. Yeah, it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite nice. When's the next time we're going to run something together?
Probably not this year.
We're done for the year. It's March. We're done. Come back next year if you want to run with me. Becca Jones.
I mean, we just don't do that a whole lot. I mean,
No,
we
no.
we run together all the time. So
Yeah, we don't run events together all the time though.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Listener question? You want to dive into it?
Yeah.
We got a couple this episode, and I think this will. I'm just trying to think if there's anything to recap.
I
Anything
don't
else?
know.
We did work today. Worked on the arena. Hard day's work out there working in the fields, getting the arena ready for
Yeah.
the arrival.
It just feels like it's been a busy week. There's been a lot.
Now you got a lot
Having a
going
lot of
on.
pain. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, you got
like.
a lot of pain going on. And all right, so we have a listener question this week. We got a couple of them. What to do about the post race blues? Bow, bow, the blues. I got the post race blues. Becca Jones, do you get the post race blues?
I do, eh, but I don't think it's typically in like the sadness, the letdown after an accomplishment or anything. A lot of mine's usually hormonal, and that's one of the things I think we overlook when when you go through an ultra marathon, especially one that's long, 100 miles, 200 miles, or even 100K
Yeah,
and a
50
50K for
miles.
some
Yeah,
people.
it just
Yeah,
depends on what pulls you to that point, I think.
yeah, and if you're used to stretching that rubber band or not, there's a lot more that goes into it on the front end, like how stressed are you, how tired are you, sick, all these things. But after a race, when your body is healing and it's also going through all the processes, it's released a lot of chemicals
Hmm.
throughout that whole process. So you have cortisol levels and adrenaline levels, your estrogen, your testosterone, all of that stuff is going up and down and balancing out. And it really takes a toll on a runner. If you're not paying attention and really in tune with that, you can be like, oh, I'm super tired. Man, I'm really depressed. And a lot of the hormones and the chemicals are what are triggering a lot of those feelings.
Yeah. Well, it's important to note that I know you're speaking from a woman's perspective, like I'm hormonal, but dudes have hormones too.
Yeah.
Like, so hey, don't fellas like understand this hormonal process is also happening to you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
at
not
very
just
much the same levels. Like, it's not just like, oh, chicks get it. Nah, fast forward. No, 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 no. The hormonal process is happening across the board.
and so big changes in testosterone because your testosterone usually drops after a major event. It actually is the equivalent to PMS in like a female, and when their estrogen skyrockets and stuff. So that if you're moody, if you're
Hmm.
tired, if you feel I don't know if you feel bloated or you just feel like
Yeah,
bleh,
yeah. You feel oh.
yeah, like all of that is due to your hormones, male or female.
Mhm. Yeah, I've actually missed the past couple of years of your big race because I've left camp the next few days after cultural.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah, well, hey, I missed the moodiness and the hormonal changes.
And those changes can go on for a few weeks too.
Hmm.
It can be a few days up to anywhere from 5 to 8 weeks. A lot of it really depends on your body beforehand and what you do afterwards. And a lot of it day to day, we tell people you can only train as hard as you can recover. And your day to day life and the amount of stress really has an impact on your body when it comes to recovery.
Yeah, what time are you devoting to recovering past the event that you put into training for the event
Yeah.
is also good. And good point that it might not happen like 2 3 days after. It's probably not going to happen 2 3 days after. It's probably going to be a little bit later that post race blues hit you. When you don't always connect the dots of like, hey, this is what's happening, but it does happen. It's a natural thing that happens. It's okay that it's happening. You're not weird. You're not like something less or something more now. It's just like, hey, like, oh, recognize it. This is kind of why I did this thing. My body went through this chemical process of exhaustion, exertion, and depletion all the way around. It's going to take a while for all that stuff to balance out.
Yeah. And so you may feel like more brain fog and just feel kind of off and feel like a lack of joy,
Hmm.
maybe. You're just not as excitable or everything just feels kind of dull and it's just because you're out of whack.
Well, too, I think you've got something on your calendar. You've had it on there for sometimes a year, sometimes 2 years. You've definitely got, a couple months, 3 months of a training block where you're dedicating every day for this thing. And then you do it, and then you got nothing left. Like you don't have that next thing on the calendar to look forward to.
Yeah.
Like, no, like that makes sense. Like you spent the past year looking forward to doing this event, training for the event, thinking about the event, visualizing this run, this distance. And then you've put on all the physical exertion in a concentrated time frame. You boiled it all down to exhausting yourself for 24, 36, 18, 40 hours, whatever it was. You got the jubilation of it being done. And then you went back to work with nothing left on the calendar to look forward to or to push yourself towards.
Yeah.
And
It's taken up a lot of space in your life,
yeah.
mentally, emotionally, physically.
And I think this is kind of why some people jump from race to race.
Yeah, they need it.
They do an ultra a month or an ultra every other weekend, or they're just always got their calendar is full, and our calendar is full with running in these events. But I think our big goals are much smaller. There's few of those. You've got a couple this year. I've got a couple this year. Um, and so but we have them, and we know we're on to the next thing.
Yeah. I think another thing too, when you've been in like that ultra bubble for the weekend, like when you're living out there, you're
Yes.
living in that space and it's so good and everyone is so immersed in what they're doing, especially if you're out there, if you're on the crew side, like you're just focused and being present. And then you come back to quote unquote like the real
Oh
world when
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
You've been so disconnected. You're not on your phone. You're not scrolling. All the stuff that triggers us throughout the day, or it's like, hey, just
I like that.
take
I like that you're doing your own sound effects now.
taking your attention. It's that disappears when you're out there on the trail, when you're out there in the woods, and you come back to the real world. And I know for me, sometimes I'm like, God, y'all suck. Like I've been out in the
The
woods.
real world.
Yeah, the real
Okay.
world. But I've been out in the woods and everyone's so kind and everyone's so joyful and everyone's just like there to help you. And you see the best parts of humanity when you're out there as a volunteer. Sorry, my nose keeps itching.
Somebody think about
Mm, They better be.
it. They better not. Unless yeah, I mean,
Talk about
I'm
you.
talking to you right now. Hey, listen.
But you're out there volunteering or running, you're giving each other, a goo or K-tape or just there's so much love and it's so uplifting. And then you come back and you fire up your computer or open up your phone or drive down the road and it's people hanging out in the left lane going 10 miles under the speed limit. It's someone not returning a cart to the cart bin at the grocery store. It's just, you look around and go, man, I just want to live in that ultra bubble forever. Like, why does the real world suck?
Yeah, well, even that's a good point because even just this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a dip for me tomorrow, just because you're in that environment and it's all that peopling.
Mhm.
Now I'm exhausted, like from it. Okay, so there's that dip, but like once I kind of get back to my own routine, like oh yeah, you're around all those people and that positive energy. Like even though we're not physically exhausted, we didn't run that far, didn't take that long. Like there's still that potential to be like, hey, what's going on? Well, you just did this really cool thing, and now you're not doing that thing anymore.
Yeah.
So you were surrounded by like all that positive energy and meeting, talking to new friends and old friends, and now not so much. Now it's just
You and Brenda in the office getting your butt chewed
yeah. I mean, I don't work with Brenda but I got to go see Terry.
over at Team
Team
Nashville.
Nashville, Team Nashville Terry, Nashville's oldest and only locally owned running store.
How about that?
Yeah,
40 years?
44 years.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time. He's, obviously really good at what we do. But yeah, I mean, just like, like back to the real world, just doing the things that need to be done. So yeah, there's that dip. And here's what I think is super weird. And maybe it's not that weird, but it's like my own like take on it. Anything else that you put so much of yourself into and takes so much time to get, you actually get something out of it.
Yeah.
Like there's an achievement at the end of it. Like you go to school, you go to college, like it takes you 2 years, 4 years, 17, whatever it is. Like you've graduated, you get a diploma, you get a certification. Like you've now leveled up. And like if you spend 9 months growing a child and then give birth, then you have like there's something generally there's something tangible to be had. You work really hard at work, you do a project, you get a promotion, you get a raise, you get these things. Like you run 100 miles, there's no level up there.
No, you get a buckle
You
most
get
of the
a you
time.
get a buckle. I mean, yeah, but it's like you didn't essentially get better. Like life didn't become more. Like there's no societal social credit score increase from that because you ran 100 miles. Because here's the thing: you go, I can run 100 miles. You did run 100 miles. You most certainly can't do it tomorrow.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like you're now at your weakest you've ever been, like physically, maybe emotionally, maybe mentally. Like you finished this huge goal, and now you are the weakest version of yourself you've ever been. Like that shouldn't be. Like you, like if we were in like a survival prehistoric times,
Yeah.
like you should be at your strongest, most predatory, can fight the bigger bear now.
Bring it on, saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah, you should be able to like, arm wrestle saber-tooth tigers or whatever and take down a mastodon by yourself. Unfortunately, hey, you're now at your weakest and the pack has to protect you because you're a complete liability
Yeah.
to the team because you've done this really awesome thing. Congratulations. Go hide because now
If you squat to pee, it's over.
yeah.
You're not getting up.
But that's weird. That's the weird thing about I think this sport and endurance in general and ultra running is that you've got this huge thing, but then you just do it, and that's kind of it. And now you're weak.
Then you have to go upstairs, downstairs, and your fucking day is done, motherfucker. It is done.
Yeah. How tough are you now?
Yeah, your friend's got a camera out, like,
Yeah.
look at him.
Here's where the real mental strength comes in.
You got to keep that in mind when you're
Now,
selected
yeah.
Airbnbs. Like,
Oh,
this one's got a
goodness.
ramp.
Yeah,
Got this.
yeah.
You don't want a bunch of stairs, and it's funny because
No.
that is one of the conversations
Yeah.
we have. Like, oh no,
That's
I'm
upstairs.
not doing that.
You want to check out the pictures. You want to go through the pictures and look, see if make sure that's a walk-in shower.
Absolutely.
Because you're in no shape to step over a tub.
Mm-mm.
See if there's some hand railings in there. Like, but that's the reality. Like, there just isn't this big payoff. Essentially, like you did it, and that's awesome, and it's wonderful. But there isn't a big payoff, and there's not really anybody to share. Like, you share the experience with people, and you can kind of talk to them about it. It's always good. Like, it's fun to like rehash and breakfast that next morning or dinner that night or whatever, and kind of just tell stories and go over it and enjoy the revelry of that completion. But nobody else really gets what you went through.
No.
Like even the other people out there that were running, like it's your experience. They don't understand what it was for you. Like you share, like, oh, you did a great job. We did a great job. Can't believe we did it. Well, we did it differently. Like this wasn't the same for us. And so that part of, I think, doing it in isolation, essentially, even though you've done it with a group of people or surrounded by people and had 10 people helping you do it, like nobody else really understands what it was. And I think all of that leads to the post-race blues, which is one of the reasons I like to do a race report. I like to sit down and channel my thoughts and get it out there. So it helps me process what I went through. It helps me to be able to share it with other people that might be interested. I know Mom wants to read about it. And then, it gives me something I can always look back and see that what happened, what transpired, good, bad, whatever.
Yeah, some of the stuff you block it out. You don't want to relive that. I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, sometimes you need to, though. Sometimes you need to dip back there and remind yourself how far you've come. Don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. What are the tools we can use to combat the post-race blues?
You can put something else on the calendar.
Putting something else on the calendar is good.
It doesn't have to be big. It can just be going to a 10K or a 25, whatever that is. You go to a short race. Just kind of get back out there.
Volunteer.
Volunteer.
You can put that on the calendar.
Absolutely.
Get back in that community. Listen, you don't have to be tuned up to volunteer.
Nope.
You just got to be willing.
Willing to flip them quesadillas.
Hey, you might have to practice in the kitchen. You might have to practice frying some bacon and flipping quesadillas. Not like actually in the kitchen would be a bad spot to practice that. You want to get a rickety pan.
Coleman stove.
Coleman stove. If you can set up a fan so it doesn't stay lit real well,
Oh yeah.
that's good training for aid station work. But yeah, putting something on the calendar.
Yeah, getting back into the community, and it doesn't have to be running something huge. And take your time to go through those goals and look at it. Hop on the YouTube and stuff and go through some videos and stuff. Like go back through and kind of immerse yourself back into that experience, but don't rush back into anything.
No, don't rush. Like, oh, I ran 100 last week. I'm like, I've got one in 2 weeks. That's probably not the best approach.
No.
Something else on the calendar. That's good. Always for me, just recognizing that it's a normal thing to go through.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. There's a series of events that led to this feeling, and that's a logical conclusion from those events. It's okay. This will pass. Give yourself some grace and space to go through it.
I would also say rest, like really focusing on good quality rest because your body is healing itself and all of that stuff is working to balance itself out when you're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're staying up, binging Netflix and doing other stuff and not focusing on good quality sleep, like your body's just not going to recover as quick. And that funk's going to hang around longer.
It's gonna get funky.
That brain fog's going to be there. Another thing you can do is find a new routine. You're so used to running in a certain time. Well, go for a walk. Like stay moving,
Yeah.
stay keeping active. You don't have to go run 6 miles. Go walk for an hour.
Yeah, even if you can't get back to training right away, which you probably shouldn't get back to training right
No,
away.
you should.
Like the old adage in marathon training is like you rest as many days as you ran miles you ran post race.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that holds up still. I don't know what it was, but that's what it was when I ran a marathon. That was the advice: rest as many days as the miles.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I buy
yeah.
into it, but like you just don't jump back into another 30, 40 mile week.
Yeah, don't do that.
But you can walk.
Yeah, walk,
Do walking.
move, rest, and
Take a yoga class.
yoga is good for runners. They should do
That's
that.
why I said it.
They should.
We
But
don't. I stretch.
yeah, finding a new routine because you're going to have a lot of time, and whether that is something to do with fitness or dedicating some more time back to your family, take that time. Training is seasons, racing is seasons, and if you've had a big block that's taking you away from stuff, say, hey, the next 30 days, next month, and especially while I recover, like me and the kids are going to go do this on Saturday. We're going to go do a picnic. We're all going to do a family gathering. Do something that gives back to the people that allowed you to have that time away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple. Ideas.
Okay, go ahead.
Learn a new skill.
You should
Get back into a new hobby.
You should always be learning a new
Yeah.
skill.
I learned to bake bread.
You did, and you haven't been baking me bread, and that's bullshit.
Well, I'm training now. I got other stuff to do.
You gonna have to bake me some bread.
This isn't bread baking times.
Well,
This is
then
not
I'll
a
have to-
bread baking season right now.
Well-
We are full tilt season. Bread baking is not bad behavior. What are you doing? Are you going to drink my Fresco? This is happening. There's nothing I can do about it either. You're drinking my Fresco. But yeah, take that time to check something else out. Learn something productive. Like, that's cool. It's okay. You don't have to be a one-dimensional person.
No.
You can do that. And also, I think this is the really great benefit of having a coach. Because it allows you to check in.
Yeah.
And go, hey, this is what's going on. And gives you something that somebody that genuinely understands, that has been there through the whole process, to lend an ear and then still aid you in your recovery as you're going through this.
Yeah, and that's, I think, one of my favorite things as a coach is getting to the recovery stage. I mean, I love the training and the stuff, but like making sure that you're still having that balance in your life and that you're staying in a good place. Just because that race is done doesn't mean the journey's over.
Yeah, we're not done with you.
No. And I encourage people after a race because you're like, oh, well, what do you want to do next? I'm like,
take a minute.
Yeah.
Find out who you are now.
I'm here when you're ready, and I'm here for anything you need. But like, don't make any decisions. If you want to take a season off, take a season off. Do what you feel pulled to do, and I'm here to help you through that process.
Unless it's pickleball. I don't know. We should haven't mentioned that yet.
So that is one of the good things about having a coach in your corner because they have seen you through that entire process. And if their training has not broken you and you are
which
not,
it shouldn't,
it shouldn't, and you're not injured,
which you
then
shouldn't
you
be.
can discuss doing something else. But I usually tell people, depending on the distance, that week afterwards, take this week, have fun.
Yeah.
We'll ease back into it the week after that and see where you are. Monitor your resting heart rate when you sleep, and we're gonna see what our body's telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after about 3 weeks, then we can maybe get some direction. But it's, I know you and I are big on the rest and recovery.
Yep. And ultra runners in general are super bad at taking that rest and recovery time to cruise ultra sign up and look for the next race. It's so tempting because you aren't doing a whole lot. You're like, I gotta do something. Don't do it. Give it a couple weeks. Give it a month. Like, tap the brakes
Yeah.
on any new ideas. And this thing goes for like just races you've been to as well. Like if you've been crewing or you've been running an aid station or you've paced somewhere, you get back and you're like, oh, I want to run this next year. All right, ooh, tap the brakes on that. Like give it a few weeks and think about if that's something you really want to do, because you're running off the high of that weekend because you had a great time, right? You enjoyed every aspect of it, didn't go through the fire. It was all sunshine and roses on your end. Or maybe you're like, I can do way better than you would, chump. But tap the brakes. Like genuinely let that thought percolate. Circle back to it in a few weeks to see if that's really a course or an event or a race you genuinely want to do, or was it just the feeling of that weekend?
I know Mike had asked us too. Another listener question was how to deal with the mental low of being stuck with an injury.
Yeah.
You see that a lot in this sport or in CrossFitters. No offense to CrossFit friends, but
Every CrossFit person I know has been injured at least once.
they stay injured.
Yeah.
For the most part. So
weights are heavy. Why we don't lift?
We lift.
Lifted them beams.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, he was asking about any tips to how to handle that depression and the low that can kind of come with that, especially when you're having to look down the barrel of surgery and a long stint not being able to run.
Yeah, I think
Have you ever suffered anything like that?
Surgery?
Or just a period of injury that you couldn't do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I had a piriformis just this training block, like early in it, where it like I couldn't lay down without being in pain.
Yeah,
It
you were
really,
super whiny.
yeah, oh yeah, super whiny. Yeah, that's how it get. It hurt a lot, and like I could not do anything. I could run, like I could go out and train for an hour, and be like, oh, this is okay. But then it was just like the floodgates open as soon as that evening hit, and so I really had to go. All right, well, you're not going to do anything for a few weeks. And give that time to pass. And I think that's the hard truth is like, listen, you can't train through injuries. You can train through things that hurt. You can train through some discomfort. But if you have an injury, that injury needs to heal. And you have to do something different. And that can be a huge mental block. Like this goes back to our conversation a couple weeks ago. If this is the thing you're using to cope and process and get therapy in and clear your head, and now this thing has been taken from you, you're going to hold on to that really, really tightly, and you're going to make things much worse. So you've got to have another area. I think a lot of the same tips apply. Like look farther out on the calendar. Like be realistic with your timeline. Like, okay, I'm injured right now. I've got to have this surgery. It's 6 months. What do I want to do next year? Like set yourself that big goal. Like, okay, hey, this is just where I'm at. Like it doesn't say anything about me, but I'm going to look out. It's like, okay, this is going to give me a reason to keep my head right every day. This is going to give me a reason to do the calisthenics or the core work or the weights or whatever it is I can do to stay in shape. Get on the indoor trainer, cycle, walk, keep as much as you can.
Yeah. Do what you can. It may have to adjust. And just like in a race, like sometimes you have to be willing to adapt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about ultra runners, right? We're very adaptable for the most part. And you have to be willing to do that outside of running. And that it means incorporating other things, other interests, other hobbies in order to keep your body and your mind moving.
Yeah. I mean, again, other hobbies. It's a great time to learn a new skill. Bake sourdough. Everybody did it 5 years ago.
Yeah, they did.
But that's the thing. Like, hey, get something else like that keeps your mind occupied, that gives you something to do, that is productive and healthy, Like, don't just sit there and eat popcorn, binge Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to do something productive.
Yeah, and if you need to be in the community, once again, go
Go
volunteer.
volunteer. Get out there.
And I would encourage you to shut up about your injury. There's a lot of people, and I don't mean this as an attack, but I see a lot of this when someone's injured, they will tell every single
Oh,
person
goodness
that
gracious.
they are injured. You all seen this person. You haven't.
There is nobody louder at a race than somebody that's injured and not running.
Yep, they're like, I would be running this, but I didn't. You know what? Shut up and volunteer.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yeah. It's, well, I'm volunteering this weekend because I got this knee issue.
Oh, I'm sorry that actually volunteering and supporting others is beneath you. You're only doing it because you're on the bench.
Yeah, but we've all seen, you know exactly
Oh,
what I'm talking about.
oh, yeah.
And
like I said, the loudest person at every race is an injured runner.
you can watch them bounce around from every
They
group,
want
every
everybody to
crew.
know.
Everyone's got to know that they run and they're injured. So if you are injured, shut the fuck up about it.
It's rarely their drinking hand that's injured, by the way. Like, they not be running, but they're crushing those 12-ounce curls all day. Like, they're
So stop focusing on what you can't do. And that's another like mental trick. Like,
oh, yeah.
Stop focusing on what you are not able to do and the complaining.
Well, stop focusing on yourself.
There's that.
Like, hey, nothing is going to help you out of your own depression in your own headspace than stopping focusing on yourself. Like, get outside of your own head. See what you can do for others. Like, help them out. Bring a spare headlamp.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I got you. So having to take care of somebody's feet.
Bring your whole crew kit.
Ferry a pacer from here to there.
Yep.
Ask an aid station captain if they need ice. Unless you're the aid station captain, then ask this guy, like, hey, are you sober enough to go get ice? He's not, by the way. He's just not.
You are right. The best way to get out of that funk is to get out of your own way and get out of your head and get outside yourself and give to others and be a contributor.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And then you honestly understand that the natural sequences of events that have transpired, like being depressed, having an episode, feeling down, having the blues, was a natural sequence of events. Like, this is a predictable result from what has happened. That's okay. That's normal. Now we recognize it. Okay, what do I need to do to get out of it? Well, what was I doing when I was happy and elevated and joyful and in a good mood? I was running 50 miles a week from the couch. And now I've got tendonitis and plantar fascia and I can't run at all. I'm so upset. Well, okay. What can we do instead? How can we be active? You were happy because you were spending 12 hours a week training in something that took you out of your own head, took you out of the house, brought you outside. Go do some of that. How much of that can you do? Can you walk? Can you cycle? Can you hike? Rucking is a great cross-training exercise.
Absolutely. And there's a great rucking community.
There's a good, well, here in Nashville, certainly.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to be outside. You're doing a little bit more than just strolling through the woods. It feels like you're doing a little more than strolling through the woods. It's low impact. It's not super high heart rate. Like, is this something you can do? You can always volunteer. I can't run this weekend. You're like, you're right. All right, well, I'm going to go out here and volunteer this weekend.
Yeah.
These are all things that you can do that are going to pull you outside of your own head. And here's the other bonus. Talk to somebody that knows. Talk to somebody that's going to support you through your injury.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's cool. I'm here for you.
Connect with others.
Yeah. Connect with your coach.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I don't need a training plan right now, but you got 30 minutes this week? We can just chat. Yeah. Absolutely. I got you. Like, this is part of the coaching platform.
Yeah, hit me up.
Is helping you through this process. Still in your corner. Still got your back. Still going through it. Yeah. We're here for you. We're the Ultra Crew.
I know one of the things I found when I wasn't really running, not because I was injured, but just because it was kind of that off season and after I had...
Is it foraging mushrooms?
Yep.
Is it backyard chickens? Is it making shagbark hickory syrup?
Yes, it is that.
All of those things.
But I did get into that just because I still got to be in the woods and walking around, and I got to stimulate my brain and be immersed in nature, and it really was fun to learn about the native plants and some of the different animals and the things. And oh, you can consume this in nature. Like, I'm just always fascinated by it anyways on a trail run. And you see all these things out there, and it's like, oh, well, now I know what these things are. And I know if these things have a use and I can use them. And I love just walking around searching
Mm-hmm.
for them, and it's a great way to get off trail. Like,
Yeah.
that's super fun. But I never would have found that if I was sitting there going, oh, I got to do something. Oh, I got to get back out. I got to move. Like, yeah, I need to move, but I still want to like move through nature. And that just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, those opportunities to get outside and move through nature still exist, and they can be productive and they can be healthy.
Mhm.
Fresh air and sunshine goes a long way.
Yeah, I'll get out there and get lost going for like 2 hours, not even realize that I've just been walking around the woods for
You
2 hours.
love to traipse through the woods.
I do.
You're so for it.
Yeah, but after a big event like that's
Oh
become one
yeah,
of my favorite
yeah, that's
things.
your thing.
Is I'm not gonna go run, but yeah, I'm still gonna go walk around and look at trees.
Look under rocks. I think that's also one of the great things about this sport. Whether you got the post race blues or you're injured, is that it's still accessible to you. Like you can still be involved in the sport. You come out. It's still here. It's still happening. We want you to be a part of it. Like come still do the sport. There's other avenues to be in the sport, participate in the sport, be a part of the community that don't involve just you running and people taking care of you. Like
Oh yeah,
don't be like one of the NBA players who sprains an ankle and then they just don't go to the game.
yeah. Oh fuck that shit. I ain't going
Like
through this. I ain't gonna
no.
go
Like
sit
you
there.
can still come hang out. It's cool. Like show up, support others, be a part of the community. That's the great thing about it, I think.
I would agree.
So we're still here for you. Still want to see you. And listen, those people that you see will still be happy to see you. They'll probably be even super happier if you handed them a.
Piece of watermelon.
I was gonna say watermelon too. I
Oh,
was
look at
like
that.
flubbing like I want precisionally sliced or superior sliced watermelon. Yeah, that was where I was going. Man,
Wow, you got some highbrow watermelon, don't you?
well, not to get into the depths of it, but there's a difference in quality cut aid station watermelon and cut aid station watermelon.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, like and we don't have to tell anybody
They know.
because you know.
Fucking know. You know.
Like
If you've had one of those bullshit pieces of watermelon, you know.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
You're like, I'd love some watermelon, but not that.
Nope.
On to the next aid station. Let's see if they figured it out.
It is so funny too. You see just the different methods people have for stepping aid stations, and like when someone's like, oh yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Like you know how to cut that quesadilla right.
Like
The grilled cheese.
What are you doing with those pickles?
Hey, you were about that pickle this weekend.
It was oh man, hey, those pickles were girthy. They were the jumbo thick pickles, and that is not a common aid station pickle. Those pickles were chopped and they were quartered and then halved,
Oh,
and there was still a giant chunk of pickle there.
Would you say it was hard and girthy?
I did not say that.
Huh?
I did not say the words hard and girthy did not come out of my mouth. I said it had a nice girth to it and solid rigidity.
Yeah, it's fun to bounce from aid station to aid station and watch how it changes. You go, oh yeah, y'all must be new with this.
Have you ever made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Oh,
Like,
don't get Sarah and
have you
Brooke going back and forth about the peanut butter.
Have you not had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before in your life? Have you seen pictures of them? Like, did you go to elementary school? Like, what? You've never had a sack lunch? Is this a new food for you? Do you not know how to put the two together?
I feel that way about orange slices.
I'm going to pass on the orange slices.
Oh no!
Every time.
I hate when they do it like super big. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, I just put it to my face.
They just quarter the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. It depends on the size of the orange, but yeah, you got a little thinner slice.
Yeah, that's why the cuties.
But sometimes they're so thin, and there's no orange in there. What is it? I'm just flavor.
Yeah, I don't have a blue moon. I need like a. It's not decorative.
That's when you're like, oh, there must be blue moons around here somewhere. Somebody's got to drink cocktail decorations. Is there olives? Ooh, I'd love some olives. Is that all right? Yeah, long story. In short, the community's still here, whether you're going through it or not. And if you're going through it, like, please come back to us. Like, don't hide from the people that pick you up, the support that gives you life, gives you energy, gives you reason for being. To that extent, like, if this is what you love, if you got the blues, you're on the bench, like, come out. Like, it's spring, races are picking up, and we're gonna go hard until fall.
Yeah.
Especially here in the mid-state.
Yeah, and races always need
They
volunteers.
always need volunteers.
Always.
Always. Even if they don't need volunteers, they need volunteers. Like, yeah.
Go and cheer.
And that's the thing. Like, if you're training for something and then you get injured and can't go to that event, can't run that race, go. Go. Volunteer. Be a part of it. You planned on being up for 24 hours. Go run an aid station.
I can't tell you how many people I encourage when, I get that email that they're going to have to drop out of mid-state. I'm like, well, you can still come and
Come on out. Come on out to mid-state. Listen, if you signed up for mid-state and you can't come and run mid-state, we need you to come to mid-state for you.
Yeah.
Like, we've got an awesome aid station captain. Chet holds it down. He's revolutionized what we do in that department.
Between him and the parishes,
the parishes, like, they started it all.
Oh, they did. They set the bar.
They set the bar really high, and then Chet brought out a 24-inch walk, and he made noodles.
He did,
and those things are life changing.
They are.
So come, be a part of it.
Yeah,
like, it'll be great to have you there, and it might give you a little clue of what you're getting in for.
Especially if you've never been there, you want to go, you want to be there. You do.
The blind approach.
It's not the approach. It's not a winning ticket.
There's something to be said about it, not knowing what you're getting into. But in this case, you should know what you're getting into.
And the community can always use you, and reach out. If you're in that place, reach out to someone and say, man, I've just really been feeling it. I'm going through it lately, like, just kind of low.
Yeah, I hate it when I hear that about people. Mm-hmm. I just do. I mean, I've heard it twice this week, and it guts me. One, because I know exactly what you're saying. And I don't look at you like that, because I think you're awesome. And I want you to know that you're awesome. You're him. You're that guy. Remind yourself of that. And if you can't remind yourself of that, call me. I'll do it. So, all right, this it's about time to watch our show. Sorry, we'd love to stay and chat, people, but it's Sunday night. Anyway, we appreciate you coming along for the ride, the Ultra Crew Podcast. I'm their host, John Cox. Becca Jones here. Hey, listen, we appreciate you guys sitting in with our conversations. We hope we can bring you something that brightens your day or brings you some value either way. Leave a comment, rate, review, do whatever you do. You guys know what to do. Podcast. Yep. That do it for them?
I think so.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.